Next section is Illuvium Arena. For me, it's personally not my favorite, especially right now. I've gone through that before. I'm not going to go over it again. But there is a fresh new experience and meta that is supposedly coming into Illuvium Arena. I'm really keen to see on this because Kieran even says himself that it kind of is very linear. If you do come in there with a nature deck and they've got fire, you're pretty much stuffed. Like you can't pivot enough to really beat any deck or have a strategy against any deck. Obviously, you're going to come up against hard blocks sometimes, but if you spend 30 minutes in the team builder, go and play a game and get absolutely thrashed, and they expect you to go and play 30 minutes in building your team again, that's just not a fun thing. At the moment, obviously, it's just because you get access to everything. Obviously, when you start to build up and build your team from scratch, it's a whole different ball game. But I do like that they are looking at a fresh new experience. For me, it does get a very, very monotonous. If you have your team, you just keep playing that team. The same thing happens every time. If it goes well, it goes well. And I just noticed they spelled Illuvium wrong. Come on, Andrew. But mobile is definitely on the cards. That is something that has to happen. Obviously, it's not going to be there at open beta, but it has to happen at some point. The mobile gaming scene is absolutely wild. Just get so much more access to hands-on people and players. Cinematic mode and live spectator mode. This is going to be great for content creators. I love it. And a new mode really sounds good. So let's go and listen to what Kieran actually says about all this.
So it's just too linear, right? There's not much agency once you get into the battle, and you bring in, there's too much emphasis right now on the team builder. You go and it takes 30, 40 minutes to really study and form a good team. You then go into the autobattler and the arena, and you come up against someone. And let's say you walk in with a nature deck, and someone else has a fire deck. You're kind of screwed, right? Which doesn't feel good, and it's certainly not a good onboarding experience for those that went and spent 30, 40 minutes building this team.
Right.
You're basically saying to that player, "Hey, go back, spend another 30, 40 minutes, and you might get it right next time." And it sort of isn't even their fault, right? And so that experience, we learned very, very quickly that that needs to be updated. And Aaron's come up with what I believe is an awesome way to combat that. It gives the player so much more agency to change around their team on the fly, which makes for a lot more critical thinking. It makes it a lot more exciting. It allows different comps to be built literally in that same mode. And I won't reveal too much about it, but it's going to make the game so much more exciting. And the intention there as well is to have that out by open beta.
Anyone have any ideas of what this new feature or new way of updating your team on the fly could be? Let me know in the comments, because this could go down so many different avenues. I've got some thoughts in my head. It's probably worth a full video on just trying to dissect where they may go with this, and I'll probably still be wrong because the amount of ideas or really good ideas that Aaron comes up with are astonishing. But I do love that he says that this should be out by open beta. But again, if I go back to my point before, open beta, you're building your team from scratch. You're not having access to every single alluvial under the sun to go and battle with. Some of the hurdles you're running into are people spending too long in the team builder to then go and get stomped because they had no idea what they were doing. You kind of alleviate that because you're building your team up as you go. You learn the characters that you've caught and you go, I like what they do. I'm going to build my team around them. I want to go and catch this. And you build it up, build it up, build it up. And you actually learn what each character does and how good they can be, and you research each character individually, not just given a whole vast majority of everything and just try and learn it as you go, because people, it's too overwhelming. So the next game they talk about is Illuvium Beyond, and the biggest point of contention in the recent couple of weeks, months, is Wave 3, when to do it. People wanted it straight off the back of Wave 2. There's a lot of issues that go along with that. Some people wanted to wait to open beta. There's also issues with that. Kieran does talk about when they're going to release, and I'll let him tell you exactly what it is.
There was a bit of community contention, I would say, if I'm putting it lightly, where some people wanted Wave 3 to just be a continuation of Wave 2, where we have a short break, 2-3 weeks, and then we get started. Other people were in the opposite camp, saying we shouldn't have Wave 3 until open beta. We've sort of ended up in the middle with the council. It's been a long discussion that we've had that's been ongoing for a while. And it's looking like it will be about a month before open beta. We'll go live with Wave 3, and we think that that's going to be a good blend of waiting a while, but then not also launching something that's right on open beta, it doesn't really make sense for a new wave to start while there's going to be so much hype around overworlds and an arena and stuff like that. So yeah, we think that that's good balance. But again, that may change, but that's just where we're sort of looking now. I'm also privy to the knowledge of which new partner we have coming up. And this is one where I really think it's inside the crypto space, and it's one that has gigantic reach that I think gives us the ability to tap into a whole bunch of new customers that are familiar with Web3. They understand NFTs, and it would be it'll be a huge partnership for Beyond as a whole, and I think it's going to benefit everyone. It doesn't mean we can't do it if we don't start wave 3 at the intended time, but it certainly pushes back something that I think is going to be a big win for the community. So I don't know. I'm kind of easy on that, but yeah, I'm really excited.
I like the waiting to closer to open beta. Obviously, as he said, not right on open beta release the month before. So the hype of that pushes up, and then we ride that wave. It may come down again, but then we hype up into open beta. So it's if we do get new people into the scene, they do see wave 3 released. They only have a little bit until open beta is there. They're not waiting around for ages. Why am I going to pay for this stuff? You know, all of that points of contention right there. The new promo discs sound amazing. I'm not sure who the partner is. Again, leave your guesses in the comments. Guess away. Tell me all your guesses. But I also kind of like the feeling of waiting, because if we do get those new influx of players like we did with GameStop and like we have with Team Liquid, they don't have to wait for the game. The game's there. You selling people things for a game that they can't even play. People aren't really happy with that unless you've been in the Web3 space and kind of know that, yes, it's coming. Yeah, you've been around here for ages. You know what's going on. If you're a new player, here, go buy this. You can't play our game yet. It's just not a good feel. So I do like that they're waiting. Hopefully that promo may be like a month after the major release. So we'll go wave 3 starts, month later, open beta, maybe a month or two after, then we have the promotional discs, and then we go into wave 4. I think it's 3 months per wave. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that would be a nice little boom, promo, and we just keep getting a couple of spikes of hype for the first couple of months. And I think that will just kind of roll very nicely. The hottest video that Illuvium has released ever is that cinematic. It is absolutely beautiful, and that was like 4 years ago when that came out. Say it again, 3 or 4 years ago. It has over 1 million views, I believe. It is phenomenal. I still use visuals from that in pretty much every video I do because they are just so bloody good. There's a new cinematic coming out. They've been talking about it for ages. The work that has gone into this sounds super over the top, bloody ridiculous. It sounds like they're getting it very, very close. He says about 3 scenes. I'll let Kieran talk to you about this a little bit more in depth, and then we'll come back in again.
We've been building this for so long. We initially outsourced the first 7 or 8 scenes, and then we took it in-house, and our guys have been finishing it off. But it's been going for so long now. It's been 14 months or something that we've been building this cinematic. It's 3.5 minutes long, and I hadn't seen the updated version for 3 months or something. And Dimitri sent it over to me 2 days ago, and the sound team has gone over it. There's only 2, I think maybe 1.5 missing scenes. Holy God. It is so good. It's not even funny. It makes the first trailer, which I love, I thought was awesome. This is a little bit different. So whereas the first trailer gets you super, super hyped up, this is legitimately like watching a movie for the first time, and it ends and you're like, give me more. Can this not play for another 45 minutes? I showed my wife and she was like, what the hell? Why did it stop? And I'm like, you now go into the game, right? You now see a ton of the lore, the storyline opens up, and your job now is to go and play the game, start in the overworld, you crash landed, away you go. And she's like, well, give me the game. I'm like, I can't, it's not out yet. You gotta wait. And
I love that idea right there, that trailer is seriously the intro into the game. You'll be given that trailer hopefully 30 days before the release of the game, or 7 days, whatever they choose to release it. That hype will go phenomenal, hopefully. And then it just cuts you off. It leaves you wanting more. It edges you closer to the game, getting you more and more immersed and ready to play this game. And then once you get to the actual, here you go, download the game, go and play open beta, hopefully it plays that trailer again. Boom, you crash land, you're into a tutorial, you learn how to play the overworld, you may learn how to play PvP, unsure how that trailer is going to work. But I love this idea. The trailer isn't just going to be just a random piece of lore that's just stuck out there in the atmosphere. It is going to be the beginnings of the Illuvium world. I'd absolutely love it. And you would have seen just then and heard just then Kieran's voice and hype. He's back to his old self. He's back to when he was doing so many of the interviews and AMAs and just hyping everything up. He's back to hype Kieran, the hype Warwick, we may call him. But yeah, I cannot wait for this trailer. This is going to be literally game breaking. If you've got 1 million views on that old one that is so outdated on, well, it still looks amazing, but it doesn't really show any of the lore or story or anything like that. Whereas hopefully this will show the beginnings and just get everyone in the mood to just jump in and play. Love this. If you do want to go watch this full interview, it is absolutely amazing. It's over 1 hour and 20 minutes long. I've tried to snip it down as small as possible, but I'll link it down below. It is really good to go and watch. Anything past here right now is just tokenomics, which I don't really want to get into that much. You can go watch that if you want to go into that. And then they just go into about some theory crafting of what other games are possible and how quickly that Illuvium could possibly make new games. They've built this out so high def, so high tech right now that say they want to make a kart racer, it can be done very fast. You want to go make a first person shooter, it can be done super fast. They have everything there. They just need to go plonk it into a world. Let's cut that right there. Let's cut that right there. Let's cut the fluff right there. We're going to stop this video halfway through. I'm going to cut it. Let's cut the fluff right there. Let's cut the fluff right there. I'm going to stop this video right now. Hit that subscribe, hit the bell so that you know when the rest of this video gets dropped. It's just a little bit long to put all in one place. I don't want to bore you too much, so you're going to have to wait. If you're really, really loving the time right now, hit the no. Let's cut this right now. Let's cut this video now. I'm just going to cut it in half. The next part of the video is going to be coming in a few days. So if you are really chomping at the bit for this, let me know in the comments down below. As you'll see down in that description, there is a link to go and sign up for Illuvium. Press it, click it, just support your boy. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe to become one of my little fluffies. I'll talk to you later. Fluffers. Let's cut the fluff right now. I'm going to stop this right here. This video just was getting too long, you know? I've got to keep your attention somehow, so I'm going to stop it right now. You're going to wait for the next part of the video. It's going to be about 2-3 days. Don't know yet. The more comments I get down below, the more likes that I get, the more little hype that I get, then maybe it comes quicker. But if you are new here, there is a link in the description. Go click that. It helps me out. Yay! And if you're even really, really new here and you haven't even hit that bell down below, well, come on. You better do it. Come and join the Fluff family. Gonna cut this fluff right now. This video is getting a little bit too long. You know, I've got the edges a little bit. You've got to make you wait. I've got to make you wait. Put some comments down below. Tell me how interested you are to see the rest of this video. I will go across at least 2 or 3 more subjects. I can't remember how many there are more. I'm going to cut the fluff. The video is stopping right now, okay? Hit the subscribe. Hit my link in the bottom and become one of my little loyal fluffies. Fluffers. So that is the whole wrap up of the video. Hopefully I have held your attention this long. It has been a fairly long 2-part video. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe. Become one of my little loyal fluffers. Just come and join the fluff crew. But anyway, that is it. Hopefully you loved it and I'll talk to you later.